We actually at one point talked about the difference between a metal barn and a wooden barn, because the sales. Stay with me. It's your sales
what are the
background.
difference? What is the difference between a metal barn
Well,
and a wooden barn?
Things burn in a barn, and there's horses. So the sales pitch is that, well, the new metal barns, that they're not flammable.
Okay.
Here, the problem is that they're not nearly as structurally sound once whatever's inside is on fire, like straw. And so a wooden barn, you can go in and try and get the horses or whatever else that is, or your cows or whatnot, and try and drag them out terrified. In a metal barn, at least when I was learning this, that it was the structural integrity was going to fail in a metal barn much, much quicker than in a wooden barn.
And it was just going to cook your horses and cows?
Well,
or just it was going to collapse onto itself?
Collapse faster.
Okay.
Yes,
oh,
absolutely.
interesting. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so we learned those types of things. Outside of, also in the 10th grade, I then went to the ROTC, which is Marine Corps, so junior MCJROTC, Marine Corps Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. And I have to say, two best teachers I had in all of high school.
Okay.
Both served Vietnam, several tours, men who knew the difference.
Both guys?
Yeah, both men.
Okay.
That unfortunately, they both retired, which is a shame, but that in high school, in which there can be so much pathetic drama by the grown-ups, that it was particularly cool to work with two people who'd look you right in the eyes and knew the difference. And
the difference between what?
The difference between pathetic drama and something that's a personal code of honor, or your best work ethic, or
what you're saying is how they inspired you or something?
Yeah,
or?
how they inspired us to actually be honorable, integrity-filled adults, and not just to be talked down to or barked orders at. That it was, So they talk to you like adults or people? Or? Yes, and people who were worthy of being trained and not just talked at. That they had.
And so what was the ROTC training? What was the actual, this sounds like a fascinating high school, by the way, where you have yet to have a class where you learned how to read or write. It's band, it's Star Trek.
Dare you.
It's, I'm sure there was some reading and writing going on, but you were like, I have no interest in those things. What I wish to do is to train and to farm.
Close order drill.
And and so that's what you marched and stuff?
Yeah, we did. We actually did close order drill.
Which you had learned from band already.
Well, the problem with band is that you have to keep your hands up on your instrument. And when you march in any type of military training, that you have to move your arms opposite of your feet. So you have to swing your arms.
You're not marching with a gun?
I was an unarmed drill.
Okay.
But so they taught both armed and unarmed drill teams.
Okay, so you didn't have to hold your instrument.
Correct.
So you had to do something with your hands.
Exactly, and that was a learning technique, because I had learned how to hold my arms exactly still, and of course the mockery was immediate.
Why?
Well, because I wasn't doing it correctly in ROTC.
Okay. Because it was different.
Swing your arms, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not that it burns, but it was a memory that it was burned into. It's like you had to
that'll
retrain the muscles.
You got to retrain the muscles.
So if I can,
but you knew how to guide right going in.
I knew left step from right foot.
That's
absolutely
Mm-hmm.
about face.
So there should have been some celebration of your knowledge.
Maybe. I don't know. High school kids oftentimes are not very nice to each other.
Right. So it wasn't, they didn't mock you. The other kids mocked you.
Correct.
The adults didn't.